That's where Trixie McCorkindale dwells. There's a crimson domicile in the general location. That's where Trixie McCorkindale dwells. Sweet Trixie. And she likes this new limited edition Jimi Hendrix Flying V of the 69 Persuasion. Because she likes the way the case smells. Well, it should be right here. It's time for the Wildwood takeover here in the Orange Room on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Time. I myself am Gregory Caulk, Esquire. It spanks, it barks, it does what it need do. Rodney asks, how am I doing that squealing noise? I choke way up on the pick, and I do a little pinch harmonic. Choke way up on the pick, and then down strokes. So you barely have the pick showing, and it just immediately after the pick hits it, and hits the fat of your finger or your thumb, does the harmonic. It's Tuesday. It's December 8th. And I've got a delicious black paisley jazzmaster from the Fender Custom Shop in my mitts via Wildwood Guitars. Something like that. Sorry. Right off the tip of my ear. I'll also do, we've been doing these little things called Wildwood 30s, where it's 30 seconds of some noodling and then a one-word response to the guitar, viscerally, in the moment. I just look up at the camera and say a word, and then off we go. So I'll be doing some of those on this rascal as well. And yeah, the pickups on this thing sound magnificent. Starting the stream. I got stuff falling all over the place here, doggone it. Sorry, we were messing with our new camera that we have. So this is our first offering. We're going to be messing with the lighting as we go because we still got a little reflective activity. We got a brand new camera in here. It looks fantastic. We're getting some audio issues again. No, say it isn't so. Nathan says, Mr. Cockery, quick question. Will you tell the humorous story of the night owl you spotted that took wing across the land? Well, there is a story of the night owl. When I'm out in Colorado, although I have not been out there since February of last year, diggity doggone it, I'd go for my spirited perambulations in the morning to try to mitigate the great feasting that would go on for the remainder of the day. And upon one great walk, I saw this creature on top of a street light. And I was like, hoo, 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 hoo. And it was a mighty, mighty night owl. And I thought for a moment that I might be his quarry. Wait a minute. That he was going to pounce down and engage in acts of predation against me. And no, he just flew off. He took wing and he flew away into the great wilderness. And I thought, yeah, it's a kindred spirit of the night, quasi-morning, lurking and stalking and expressing himself with great hoos. Hoo, 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 hoo. Sometimes I like to go, wah! So we're kind of the same thing. Creatures of the great night. Hoot owl. I got a hoot owl outside my window now. 6 nights in a row. We're going to try it again. Kill switch engaged. Yes, audio problems. Yes, we're... Ryan, how is it? We're good. All right, thank you, sir. We'll talk to you later, alligator. What a crazy world we live in, ladies and gentlemen, where technology befuddles us from afar. Something like that. Beer drinkers and hell racers. I'll tell you what, I dig this guitar. Someone better help me out and buy this thing, or else I might do the very same. Diggity dog. I just love the diggity dog on sustain, especially clean. Question out there, is that as chunky as a Les Paul neck gets on this one? No, actually the biggest Les Paul neck I've ever played on a new guitar was the Leroy Parnell Strat Les Paul. Man, it had a big old neck on it. This one's big. This one's big though. It's not as it's a big 58, chunky C. Can you dig it? We better there? Is it still a little foggy? Are we still a little foggy? Do 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 do. Yeah. So this guitar I ended up getting prior to the New Year's. The New Year's. I need a little. Well, first of all, a few years back, I ended up selling 2 Les Pauls that I had in order to help fund my 53 Telecaster that I bought. I always wanted to have an old Blackguard Telecaster, and diggity doggone it, one came into my possession that was not like a collector's piece, so it was a spray over. It wasn't refinished, but a spray over, as they say. Had a little hole underneath the pick guard, but the pickups were the same. The neck had been refretted, so I was able to afford it. And so I got rid of my Greg Martin Collector's Choice number 15 Les Paul from the Custom Shop, which is a glorious instrument. Greg Martin is a glorious individual, human guitar player in general. So I was pained to get rid of that guitar, but I had to prioritize what I needed. I needed that 53 Tele. And then I also had a Wildwood Spec 59 gloss Les Paul with a exorbitantly flamey top on it. So since I got rid of those guitars, really the only Lester Paulfus that exists in my arsenal is that red Wildwood Spec 57 Les Paul that I have with the Fishman Fluence pickups on board, which is a glorious instrument. But I always just wanted to have another Sunburst Les Paul. And I was torn, ladies and gentlemen, because when I'm out at Wildwood doing those diggity doggone videos and it's Gibson Day, it's like one after another that I'm playing like, oh my God, this guitar is unbelievable. And so Wildwood Spec are like the ultimate Lesters as far as I'm concerned. They do all the little nuancy things that just make them Les Paulzilla, just like in the realm of Fender when they do Wildwood 10 Fenders, 10-inch radius, 6105 frets, quarter saw neck, special weights. Same thing with the Les Pauls. Now, what's interesting is that a lot of the things that used to be proprietary to the Wildwood Spec were things that Gibson wasn't doing on their regular, I think I can say this without getting in trouble, on their regular custom shop reissues. And gradually they started to adopt a lot of the things that Wildwood was doing. But there are still some things that make the Wildwood guitars special. First of all, their pickups are proprietary. Gibson makes them, but they're a special pickup that is wound. It's an underwound pickup. There's some other things they do that are, double secret probation, but they sound magnificent. All the guitars are under a certain weight. They get the priorities of the woods. And now there are Tom Murphy aged and painted Wildwood Spec Les Pauls, and they're fantastic. So a lot of times I'd be sitting around at the end of the day, and I'd go on my old iPhone or Rooney and go to the Wildwood website and just click on all custom shop Les Pauls. And I would go through them. And I'd go, oh my God, look at that one. Oh my God, hey. It's juicy and it's succulent. Diggity dog on it. Yeah, that back pickup sounds glorious. The neck pickup is glorious. Tuesday, the 19th of January. Someone asked, this is a Wildwood 10. No, this Wildwood 10s are the ones they make for the Fender Custom Shop makes. The Wildwood 10s, the Gibson iteration and the Custom Shop stuff is Wildwood Spec. And this is a new thing that Wildwood's been doing that's been immensely popular. It's a Gibson USA, so it's not a Custom Shop version, but it is a Wildwood Select. So they've selected the tops, and they have a different pickup in here. It is called a 59 Wildwood Spec Tribute Humbucker, and there's two of these rascals in. And they sound good. It sounds good. Yes, the gain is from the amp. You are correct, sir. And we had a delicious feast. And Ed regaled us with many stories, one of which, my favorite one, was when he was in Strawberry Alarm Clock opening up for Jimi Hendrix. He said he was in a dressing room and he was just kind of sitting playing his guitar, and they whisked Jimmy on right before he was going to go on stage. This is probably 68. Whisked him in, and maybe 67, 60. Anyway, Jimmy comes in. They're in a hurry, and Jimmy is putting the strings on his guitar feverishly, and his roadie takes one of these vendor-sized, wooden boxes, cardboard boxes of Snickers bars, and opens it up and just starts unsheathing full-sized Snickers bars and shoving them in Jimmy's mouth. Hum, hum. I don't know what any of that means, other than that is a story that I'll tell to anybody who will listen to it. Right? Jimmy loves a Snickers bar. Who doesn't like a Snickers bar? You're on the road. You got to go on stage. You need to restring. No time to go to catering. Catering back then, really more of a joke, really. I need a little quick pick-me-up. Why don't you get me a little something? Okay, we got a routine. Jimmy's a little tired. He needs to go on stage in lieu of a meal. Get the box of Snickers out and just start unsheathing them and start pounding them down the throat. Right? I love that story. Ed King told me that story. But hungry? Eat a box of Snickers and then play. I have owned them in the past. This one is more up my alley because the tonality, it's got a little bit more spank. Sounds good. Oh. Come back. Come back there, big feller. I do like that little slapback. I like it with a little bit of filth on it as well. That's savage. It sounds good. It sounds like rock. Once I thought I saw you in a runaway. Oh, I played that wrong. Whatever. It does have a battery. There is actually, they used the input jack from my signature set of tele pickups from Fishman to do the input jack on this. So there's a little inside this cavity, or cavity as some people like to say. Those people are fools. Anyway, there is a lithium-ion battery within this. And to power it up, let me get the little, can you see that, folks? I'm going to unplug that for a second right here. I'll use the cord as a pointer. Right there's a little mini USB input. You plug your little phone charger in there, folks. For an hour and a half charge, you get what? 300 diggity doggone hours of pure plugged-in chewing satisfaction. Can you dig it? And of course, there's 60 cycle hum free. You can add all the heat you want. You don't have to worry about going. And there are people who'll say, the noise is part of my sound. Oh, cool. Some people don't dig that. Just saying. If that works for you, let the good times rule. But if you're on a session, you're playing on someone's record, and they're paying you, and they go, hey, bro, can you get rid of that? When you go, no, it's part of my sound. They might say, here's an idea. Why don't you get out of here? Might happen. I'm just saying. Nice to have a guitar that doesn't make any noise, but sounds good. That's all I'm saying. I just like that sound. It sounds good. It's got a mellow attack. It's got the quack, but a mellow attack. It's got the quack, say what? But a mellow attack. Listen to that. Listen to that little jam. Oh, maybe I'll use my little Mr. MXR clone looper. I like the clone looper. It sounds good. And I can engage in spirited fun craft. Ooh, I did it! Hooray, me! Sometimes it's hard to hit that thing on time. Look, ma, no hands. Oh, that was kind of a supernatural experience, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, Mr. Clumsy Foot, that's me. Not only am I Mr. Jammy Pants, Captain Jammy Pants, if you will, in the morning time, but sometimes I'm Mr. Mr. Clubfoot when it comes to hitting the doggone clone looper, the record. You hit the record, and then sometimes I hit it again, and it starts looping on top of the jam. You know why? Because I'm a little... Sometimes I got a case of the slews. But that's all right. You can understand what's happening. Oh, I wanted to loop it, and I already had the loop down there. bit of that James Gang by way of Sam and Dave. Stop. The looper's fun, isn't it? You put on the looper, you'll never leave your house again. Oh, put on some Depends and get a looper and keep on rocking. That sounds kind of gross. I want to take that back. Oh. Wow. Song of contrition. A song of contrition, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Folks, it's Fat Tuesday today. That's that beautiful P90 right there in the neck position. Corey Erickson asks, can you briefly go through the amp? I will. All right, folks, I'm going to switch to the floor cam right now, if I could. I guess I can't. I'm going to go like this. Now I should be able to, except this is in the way. Sometimes chords have a way of getting in the way. All right, this is the foot, look at, Mr. Slipper is back. Slipperfoot, slipperfoot. All right, of the Caulk amplifier, this is the foot switch over here, and I've got the reverb on right now, as you can see with the reverb light on right there. I'm going to turn, this is going through the effects of the delay. So this is just amp. Now, if I want to add a little heat to my Caulk amp, the Greg, available at Wildwood Guitars. If I want to add a little heat, I can go to the lead channel, or I can add this OTS circuit to either, Slipperfoot, I can add this to either channel. OTS stands for output tube saturation, which is like a half-watt power amp tube that you can overdrive and add to either channel, and that's two of the controls that are on the top panel of the amp. Makes it sound like a tweet amper. Turned up. Or I can go to lead channel over here, hit that. Now, a lot of times my favorite setting is the lead channel with the OTS on it. Now I can just do the lead boost on that lead channel as well. And that sounds like this. Which sounds cool. This one's just a little bit more like Plexiville. And now I can add that as well on top. Mr. Slipperfoot. And I can add this, which is the harmonic vibrato, either to. Which sounds scrumdiddlyicious. It's the old harmonic vibrato circuit from those old brown face Fender amps, but Dolph Koch figured out a way to do it with only 2 tubes instead of 3. And what's great about it, too, is there's a volume control for that as well. So there's a depth and a rate, but there's also a volume. So I don't lose. A lot of times when you hit a vibrato or a tremolo on an amp, you lose gain. It gets a little wimpier, but here, I could actually make it be a little bit of a boost. So I'm like, here. That sounds so good. Dig it? All right. So that's the amp. But then if we mess around with our new Jetter ODS 181 special pedal made for Wildwood, it's based on the circuit of one of Steve Mesplay, the owner of Wildwood, has a couple of different Dumbles, and one is especially magical. So they did this to kind of be voiced like it. And let's just hear what that sucker sounds like. So I'm on the clean channel of the amp. Yeah, I'm just going to tune this rascal up a little bit here. So I want to tune it up. Listen to that doggone pace. I don't know if you can see down there, Mr. Slipperfoot, Mr. Slipperfoot. I can't even say it. Mr. Slipperfoot will show that I've got that tone control about 1 o'clock. I've got, looks like the gain's about 4 o'clock, and the volume is at 1. My jacket is probably either in my room upstairs, and it's in there. I thought we left it on. Sorry, my wife is looking for the car keys, ladies and gentlemen. On the bed upstairs, you will find my jacket, and in there will be the keys to the minivan. And resolve. Can you dig it? Now, this guitar, 6-gun, from our friends at Reverend. The 6-gun. HPP. And of course it does. This third control here is the bass contour, which I can either have full on or back a little way. Thins it out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Mrs. Slipperfoot, you're exactly correct. Minivan Blues, you're goddamn right. Gosh darn right. Got me a minivan. Got me a minivan. And I hit this doggone gain pedal. I do not know where it is. No, she did not. They gotta go to a doctor's appointment and can't find the doggone keys. Am I sitting on? You're getting a little glimpse into life here behind the cheddar curtain. They're not in my pockets. They're going to be in my jackets. Did you find my jacket? And they're not hanging up, nor are they on the... sometimes Dylan goes outside and listens to tunes in the van or talks to people. You might have the keys. Ooh, look at it. All right. Lord have mercy. Check. People are saying I should check my slippers, Sarah. Yeah, a song called Where Are the Van Keys? You know what, folks? You're going to wait right here, and I'll be right back. Because that's what people do. They find the keys. I want you all to look at this guitar in the meantime and speak to it. Put it right there. This is happening. If I find these goddamn keys in front of my face, I am going to be very... Oh, sweet Jesus. That all happened. Welcome. Did we enjoy that little intermission? Toby has the keys. That's right, Jody. You're damn right. Oh my God, Mark Knight, you are a clever son of a gun. Ragtime Van Key. Oh. Well, what I suggest is that sometimes Dylan will go outside. He doesn't want to hear the noise, and he'll talk to people in the car. And so that's the only excuse, and that's probably what happened. So they went outside, and that's all I heard. So the key situation has been resolved, ladies and gentlemen. Start that up. The overdrive I used on that very last thing, I was using again that Jetter ODS 181, a Wildwood exclusive. It's so diggity doggone sassy. A little sleepy time there. My favorite version of which is on that Live Cream Volume 1. What a savage record that is. Old Clapton's tone on there. Get out of town. It's so... I just love it so. I just love it so. It sounds so big and juicy. Both pickups together. That's a meaty sound there in the middle. Sometimes I forget. Remember that song? Bad Boy, the Beatles. Come on, Junior, behave yourself. They covered it from somebody. That's a good one. My little kid moved down to my neighborhood. She was a day tripper. One-way ticket, yeah. But it took me so long. When I was younger, so much younger than today. I don't know many of those tunes. Yes, definitely Chuck Berry inspired. Am I right or am I right? The other one, yes. But I found out you're doggone right. Totally out of the blue, we can go. And I get to the bottom and go back to the top of the slide. And I go for a ride. And I get to the bottom. Don't you want me to love you? I got gristle on my finger. Sorry. I don't know. Oh, shut up. Wow. Well, that was Jammy Pants went off the rails, I think.